So, dear students, let us continue with the further part of the chapter reproductive health. Yesterday, we have discussed about the various aspects of the healthy, reproductively healthy individuals and a reproductively healthy society. We have also discussed methods of contraception in detail. That is, if a pregnancy is not required, is not wanted by a couple, then what are the measures that the couple can take to avoid unwanted pregnancy? बट इफ एट ऑल एक अनवांटेड प्रेगनेंसी हो जाती है, if at all the couple is pregnant, the female is pregnant, and this pregnancy was not desired by the couple at that time, then the couple can undergo MTP. It is medical termination of pregnancy. It is medical termination of pregnancy before the full development of the fetus. मीन्स डेवलपमेंट पूरा कंप्लीट होने के पहले ही फीटस का हम उसको टर्मिनेट कर दे रहे हैं. प्रेगनेंसी का जो फेज है 9 मंथ्स का, वी आर टर्मिनेटिंग इट. एंड हाउ आर वी टर्मिनेटिंग? टर्मिनेटिंग मीन्स स्टॉप कर दे रहे हैं. एंड हाउ आर वी स्टॉपिंग इट? वी आर स्टॉपिंग इट विथ medicines. Okay, some hormones are induced which will not let the embryo grow inside the uterus. All right, it will create unfavorable conditions, and the developing blastocyst at whatever stage it is, along with the endometrium lining, it is shed off from the vagina. We will not go into the detailed procedure because that is not for you, but you should know what is MTP. It is medical termination of pregnancy before the full development of the fetus, or before the completion of that pregnancy period. We are medically terminating it. It is intentional. हम intentionally कर रहे हैं ये procedure. It is at this time we call it MTP. All right. Now students, there may be some other circumstances also जिसकी वजह से pregnancy terminate हो जाती है, abortion हो जाता है. That is natural abortion. Okay. This is induced abortion. This is induced abortion. We are inducing the termination of the pregnancy. It has not happened naturally. All right. So this is induced abortion. This is intentional. हम intentionally कर रहे हैं. हम voluntarily कर रहे हैं. It is under our will. We are doing this medical termination of pregnancy. So these both terms are very important for your MCQs. It is intentional. It is voluntary. It is induced abortion. And MTP is usually safe during the first trimester, that is in the first 12 weeks. It is safe जब fetus उतना ज़्यादा grow नहीं हुआ है, baby उतना ज़्यादा grow नहीं हुआ है. It is in the first trimester. It can be easily removed from the mother's womb. It is also थोड़ा सा risk बढ़ जाता है. In the second trimester, the risk is increased a bit. All right, but till 20 weeks, like less than 20 weeks तक, it should be a safe procedure in the second trimester also. So usually less than 20 weeks, if we are doing it, it will be medical termination of pregnancy where medicines are given and the complete developing embryo along with the uterine lining, it sheds out from the vaginal orifice. All right. So this is 12 weeks and less than 20 weeks. Again, you have to remember. And globally, around 45 to 50 million MTPs होते हैं per year. 45 to 50 million MTPs per year. Why? Because people are not aware. Couples are having unprotected sex. Okay, casual unprotected sex हो रहा है. इसीलिए they are landing up with pregnancy which is unwanted. There is no education. Lack of awareness, lack of education about the contraceptive methods which can be used to avoid unwanted pregnancies. All right. So this being the main reason, unwanted pregnancy, because of lack of awareness of contraceptions, lack of awareness है contraceptive devices का, and very much casual unprotected sex है. That responsibility is not there. That is why important to teach you all at this level. Okay. So 45 to 50 million MTPs होते हैं per year. Majority of them are because of casual unprotected sex, lack of awareness of education regarding the contraceptive methods that can be used, regarding the safe days, regarding the highly risk days that we have seen yesterday. All right, lack of awareness of all these. Some of the MTPs are also because of defective development of the fetus. फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में अगर अल्ट्रासाउंड से एक्सपर्ट डॉक्टर को ये समझ में आ गया दैट द डेवलपिंग फीटस इज नॉट डेवलपिंग एट द पेस इट शुड डेवलप, then this is the time the doctor can take the decision of terminating the pregnancy, because we do not want that child, after the child is born, the child is going to face a lot of developmental disorders or any other disorders. Okay, so at this time the doctor will advise to terminate the pregnancy if the fetal development is defective or is delayed or is not at par, which is required at that level of pregnancy. Then voluntarily the pregnancy can be terminated. The third one is the pregnancy, if the pregnancy is fatal to the life of the mother or to the life of the developing child, developing fetus. If the doctor suggests that this pregnancy, continuation of this pregnancy is fatal for the life of the mother or for the life of the fetus which is developing inside due to any abnormalities in the mother's health or in the fetus development, then it is at this time that the doctor can decide and can advise to medically terminate the pregnancy. Of course, all efforts are taken to keep the pregnancy if the couple is wanting this child. But if at all the development of the fetus is defective, the pregnancy can be fatal for the life of the mother, for the life of the fetus, then the decision of terminating it is taken. Alright, so ये सब reasons हो सकते हैं why medical termination of pregnancy is done. Now, it is actually, traditionally it was considered illegal, because जो हमारे religious beliefs है, हमारे emotional beliefs है, हमारा जो social society है, it says that any pregnancy, any child which is developing in the womb of the mother should get life. It should not be terminated. Alright, so initially it was considered illegal because of emotional, religious and social ethical issues of the society. But from 1971, from the year 1971, Government of India has legalized the MTP procedure from the year 1971. हमने लीगल किया है because इतनी सारी unwanted pregnancies which are because of casual unprotected sex, because of lack of awareness. Alright, we don't want the population to grow if the couple is not capable enough to take care of the child. Okay, such unwanted pregnancy is a burden to the couple as well as to the complete population of the country and of the world. So then it should be terminated, hence it is considered under legal, hence it is legalized, but it should not be misused. MTP should not be misused. बहुत लोग उसका misuse करते हैं. It should not be misused. Now how misuse? जैसे हम defective development of the fetus, we find out by the process of amniocentesis. We will see what is amniocentesis, okay? हम देखेंगे what is amniocentesis, where the amniotic fluid is taken out from the developing fetus and those cells are cultured, they are studied in laboratory conditions. So we find out that the defective development of the fetus is there. Similarly, by this process, we can also find out whether the developing fetus is a boy or a girl, is a male child or a female child. We can also find out. So what was happening is, the amniocentesis was done, and if it was found out that the developing fetus is a girl child, then MTP was done. It was followed by the medical termination of pregnancy. So this misuse of the MTP procedure should not be done. Actually, this is female feticide. We are finding out, we are determining the sex of the fetus. Once the sex of the fetus is determined that the fetus is a female, then MTP is done. So this is banned. This is totally illegal. It is totally banned. You cannot do a MTP after amniocentesis, after you have found out the sex of the child. Actually, determination of the sex of the child in the fetal stage is illegal. No doctor today will tell you the sex of the developing fetus. It is totally illegal. It is totally banned. All right, and this is done to prevent female feticide. Male is to female का ratio हमको एक balance बना के रखना है. We have to educate the society that the female child is not a burden. There is equality in the male and the female. Therefore, the government is also giving so many incentives for the first female child of the couple. All right. So all this should be taken care of. And now we will see what is amniocentesis. MTP के साथ आपको सिर्फ यही याद रखना है, it is intentional, it is voluntarily, we are doing it voluntarily, then safe during the first trimester, that is the first 12 weeks, less than 20 weeks तक it is still okay, alright, and 40 to 50 million MTP होते हैं per year, this is around 1/5 of the conceived pregnancies every year, alright, means one part from 5 parts is going to MTP, they are getting it medically terminated. Okay, so and then we have discussed the reasons why MTP is required. All right, let us see the process of amniocentesis. Amniocentesis, by the name itself, is telling you amniotic fluid is going to be extracted in this procedure. Amniotic fluid कहाँ पे है? जो amniotic membrane बना रही थी, ट्रोफोब्लास्ट के सेल्स जो डिफरेंशिएट हुए थे amniogenic cells में, they were secreting amniotic fluid in the amniotic cavity. We have seen that during the process of gastrulation. Alright, ये जो amniotic fluid है, इसके जो cells रहेंगे, उसका composition is going to be similar of the embryonic cells. So by examining those cells, we can study the chromosomes of the developing fetus. Okay, we can study about the chromosomes, we can study about the other cells of the developing fetus. So in this procedure, amniocentesis, you have to remember that it is a prenatal procedure. When the fetus is inside, we are doing it at that time. So prenatal है, MCQ में आता है. Amniocentesis is prenatal. You are doing it when the fetus is inside, delivery नहीं हुई है, okay? You are doing it at that time, and it is used to detect defects in the developing fetus. If at all the doctor feels that there is a defect, ultrasound पे अगर कुछ defect लग रहा है, normal pace नहीं लग रहा है fetus के development का, कुछ developmental defects लग रहे हैं, that time amniocentesis is going to supplement our diagnosis. Okay, it is going to be a supplementary test to supplement our diagnosis. We are going to extract the cells from the amniotic fluid extract करेंगे, उसके cells को culture करेंगे, and then we are going to study them. So amniocentesis procedure में, this is the procedure, okay? In the procedure, it is done under ultrasound. Ultrasound में दिखना चाहिए, okay? Where we are inserting the needle. A very fine needle is inserted through the abdomen, पहले abdomen से, then uterine wall में. Because the fetus is in the uterus. So through the abdomen, into the uterine wall, into the uterus, a very fine needle is inserted. Amniotic cavity से बहुत थोड़ा सा amniotic fluid, very less amniotic fluid is taken out. Because amniotic fluid is essential for the developing embryo. Okay? इस test का एक disadvantage ये है कि amniotic fluid rupture हो सकता है after we have put the needle there and we have extracted some for our test. But अगर amniotic fluid rupture हो गया उसके बाद amniotic fluid का leak हो गया, then it may lead to miscarriage, it may lead to abortion of the pregnancy. Alright? Then fetal cells in this fluid are cultured. ये fluid निकालने के बाद, extract करने के बाद, these fetal cells in this fluid, they are cultured in lab conditions, in vitro, in laboratory conditions. And then उसका study करते हैं, karyotyping होता है, उसका chromosomal study होता है, and we get to know whether there are some defects or not in the developing fetus. If there are some defects in the developing fetus which cannot be corrected, which are dangerous, which are fatal, then the decision of medical termination of pregnancy is taken. Alright, if the defects are corrective, if the defects are not that much dangerous, not that much harmful to the developing fetus, then the pregnancy is continued after this procedure. Which are the congenital defects which we can identify by the process of amniocentesis are the Down syndrome, the Klinefelter syndrome, and the Turner syndrome. You know about these syndromes. We will not go into the detail over here. But chromosomal study say we can find out whether the developing fetus has developed any one of these syndromes. We can also find out about metabolic disorders, that is the phenylketonuria and alkaptonuria. मेटाबॉलिक डिसऑर्डर्स का भी पता चलता है जो फेटल रहते हैं टू द लाइफ ऑफ द फीटस. So then that time medical termination of pregnancy can be decided. One misuse of the process of amniocentesis because of which it is banned by the government of India is sex determination. यहाँ से जो fetal cells मिलते हैं, even the sex of the child can be determined whether the child is a male or a female. This is a misuse because after doing this procedure, after the couples come to know that it is a female child, they get it aborted. Female feticide के occurrences के chances बहुत बढ़ गए because this was पहले it was not banned, it was open to all. But then later on, the government of India, they banned it so that female feticide can be reduced. And it is only permitted in cases when an expert doctor wants to prevent these diseases. Okay? When an expert doctor is suspecting any developing defects in the fetus, then this procedure is legal, it is advised, and it is done. But only for sex determination, this is not at all done. It is absolutely banned because we want to reduce female feticide, male to female ratio equal करना है, equality लाना है. All right. So इस procedure के और कुछ disadvantages ये हैं that when we are inserting the needle through the abdomen, through the uterus, needle baby के head को नहीं लगना चाहिए, uterus में कहीं और नहीं जाना चाहिए. All this can lead to miscarriage, can lead to other defects in the developing fetus, can lead to abortion of the baby, can lead to rupture of the amniotic fluid. बहुत सारा amniotic fluid अगर बाहर आ गया तो there will be no cushioning effect for the developing fetus inside. So all these are disadvantages of this procedure. For your state board अगर आपने इतना भी लिख लिया ये procedure होता है and ये आपके जो defects हैं, you can find out these defects and the misuse why it is banned, that much is sufficient. MCQs maybe, except these points, nothing will come on this procedure of amniocentesis. Alright? All this while we had been discussing about unwanted pregnancies. Means couples को pregnancy नहीं चाहिए, they don't want to have a child, but बार-बार they are conceiving, okay? बार-बार unwanted pregnancy हो रहा है. Contrary to this situation, exactly contrary to this situation, इसके opposite, there are many couples around the globe who are unable to have a child naturally. They are not able to conceive naturally. The female is not able to conceive naturally even after unprotected sexual intercourse. Even after unprotected regular sexual intercourse. There are couples who are facing the problem of conception, of having a baby naturally, even after regular unprotected sexual intercourse. These couples are exactly contrary to the couples who, after unprotected sexual intercourse, are having an unwanted pregnancy which they are undergoing, they are terminating, or they are using contraceptions to prevent the pregnancy. These couples are not using any contraception. They want to have a baby, but they are unable. Okay, they are unable. The reasons can be many. The reasons can be some physical disorders, can be some congenital disorders, congenital diseases, some other diseases which the male or the female partner is suffering from, can be some drugs which the couple is taking and is not aware that this drug is not letting them conceive, is not letting them have a child, can be some hormonal disturbances because we have seen reproductive system पूरा hormones पे काम करता है. So if the hormonal imbalance is there, then there must be this problem of infertility. It is called infertility. Okay. Ill health of the mother or the father. Then immunological disorders may be there. There can be psychological disorders also. There can be immunological disorders, can be psychological disorders. Nowadays, obesity also. Excessive obesity is also one of the reasons where the couple is not able to conceive. The female is not able to conceive, and the doctors advise that the female should reduce the weight. So all these are the reasons when the couple may not be able to have a baby naturally. And usually Indian scenario में it is the female who is blamed by the society. Society अक्सर female को blame करती है that because of this female there is some problem in her reproductive system, there is some problem in her body that the couple is not having a child even after many years of marriage. But contrary to this, males में equally problems हो सकते हैं. Males में equally reproductive problems हो सकते हैं, because of which the couple is not able to reproduce naturally, is not able to conceive, is not able to have a child naturally. For this infertility couples or infertile couples, okay, we have infertility clinics हैं, where expert doctors who have done study of all these various reasons and how they can correct it, how these can be corrected and how the couple can have a child, these doctors are going to diagnose the case. They're going to take a long case history of the male as well as the female, about their general health, about their reproductive health, about their eating habits, about their various other diseases, about their family history, about their physical health. Everything is going to be checked, and they are going to diagnose what is the problem. They are going to diagnose what is the problem. They are going to diagnose whether the problem is with the male or the female, and then they are going to give some corrective treatment. ये कैसे करेक्ट हो सकता है प्रॉब्लम? इट इज दीज इनफर्टिलिटी क्लिनिक्स विच आर हेल्पिंग द कपल्स टू करेक्ट देयर प्रॉब्लम एंड हेल्प देम कंसीव नेचुरली, हेल्प देम रिप्रोड्यूस नेचुरली. इवन आफ्टर ऑल द करेक्शंस, अगर एक कपल रिप्रोड्यूस नहीं कर पा रहा है, वी हैव द ART फॉर देम, दैट इज असिस्टेड रिप्रोडक्टिव टेक्निक्स. Assisted reproductive techniques. That is, we are going to assist them in reproduction. बाहर से थोड़ा सा असिस्ट करेंगे. अगर गमीट्स नहीं बना पा रहा है कपल्स, तो गमीट्स देंगे उनको आर्टिफिशियली. अगर फर्टिलाइजेशन नहीं हो पा रहा है, तो बाहर लैब कंडीशंस में गमीट को फर्टिलाइज करा के जाइगोट बना के अंदर इम्प्लांट करेंगे. इफ द मदर्स यूट्रस इज नॉट गुड, फर्टिलाइजेशन हो रहा है बट इम्प्लांटेशन अच्छे से नहीं हो पा रहा है, प्रेगनेंसी पूरी कंटिन्यू नहीं हो पा रही है 9 मंथ्स के लिए, तो वो जो फर्टिलाइज हुआ जाइगोट है वो निकाल के एक दूसरी हेल्दी फीमेल में इम्प्लांट करेंगे, so that the baby can grow there, the fetus can grow there for the 9 months. That will be called a surrogate mother. All right. If the male is not able to inseminate properly in the female, insemination is giving out of the male gametes inside the female genital tract. So अगर sperms नहीं जा रहे हैं वहां पे, तो artificially inject करेंगे sperms in the female vagina at the time of ovulation. All these will be assisted reproductive techniques. We are going to see these assisted reproductive techniques in detail. First, I'll give you the names. You just make the chart, and then we will understand one technique, what it is. Okay. Let us see the assisted reproductive technologies. Means those couples where all the corrective treatment is done, but still they are not able to conceive naturally. In these couples, we are going to help them. We are going to assist them have a baby. Outside से कुछ procedures करेंगे. The first one is in vitro fertilization. In vitro means lab में fertilization होगा. Will be done in couples जहाँ पे fertilization normally अंदर नहीं हो पा रहा है. Inside the female body fertilization नहीं हो पा रहा है, इसीलिए outside करेंगे. जब एक मेल और एक फीमेल गमीट मिलेंगे, okay, when they will be fertilized, they are going to form a diploid zygote. We have seen this will then undergo mitosis. It will be 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cell and further 16 cell, 32 cell, ऐसा उसका क्लीवेज होता है. So बाहर इन विट्रो ये फर्टिलाइजेशन करेंगे, जाइगोट बनेगा, एंड जाइगोट का देन एम्ब्रियो जब बन रहा है, तो अप टू 8 सेल तक उसका अंदर ट्रांसफर कर देंगे, विच विल बी फॉलोड बाय ET, दैट इज एम्ब्रियो ट्रांसफर. आप लोग लिखोगे in vitro fertilization followed by embryo transfer. अगर हम फर्टिलाइजेशन लैब में कर रहे हैं तो जाइगोट लैब में बनने वाला है, जाइगोट का क्लीवेज स्टार्ट हो जाएगा लेबोरेटरी कंडीशंस में, बिकॉज वो सिम्युलेटेड कंडीशंस हैं, जैसी एक फीमेल बॉडी में होती है वैसे सेम कंडीशंस है। नाउ जैसे जैसे जाइगोट का क्लीवेज हो रहा है, जब तक वो 8 सेल का है इट विल बी दी अर्ली एम्ब्रियो, ओके, लेस देन 8 और अप टू 8 सेल स्टेज पे उसको वापस फेलोपियन ट्यूब में इम्प्लांट कर देते हैं। We implanted back into the fallopian tube of the female. After that, everything is going to continue normally. Now, this is done when the doctor has detected कि fertilization में problem है, लेकिन male gamete and female gamete are absolutely normal. They are produced normally inside the male and the female. So यहाँ पे husband का sperm लेंगे and wife का ovum लेंगे या एग लेंगे एंड लेबोरेटरी कंडीशंस में इन दोनों को मीट कराएंगे, दैट मीन्स फर्टिलाइजेशन होगा। सो द फर्टिलाइजेशन इज एक्सटर्नल, इट इज इन विट्रो। इन विट्रो मीन्स लैब कंडीशंस में, इन विवो मीन्स अंदर, बॉडी के अंदर। सो फर्टिलाइजेशन इज एक्सटर्नल, इट इज इन विट्रो। यहाँ पे जो जाइगोट बनेगा वो डिवाइड होना चालू हो गया है। 8 सेल स्टेज जब तक वो पहुंचेगा, अप टू 8 सेल स्टेज, इट कैन आइदर बी ट्रांसप्लांटेड इन द 4 सेल स्टेज और टिल द 8 सेल स्टेज। दिस इज एम्ब्रियो ट्रांसफर। इट विल बी डन इन केसेस जहां पे गमीट्स हेल्दी हैं, मेल और फीमेल गमीट्स हेल्दी हैं। ऑलराइट, सेकेंड प्रोसीजर इज जाइगोट इंट्राफैलोपियन ट्रांसफर। दिस इज सेम, सी जाइगोट इंट्राफैलोपियन ट्रांसफर मीन्स जाइगोट जो बाहर बना है उसको हम फैलोपियन ट्यूब में ट्रांसफर करने वाले हैं। इंट्राफैलोपियन मीन्स इनसाइड द फैलोपियन ट्यूब। जाइगोट इंट्राफैलोपियन ट्रांसफर लिखो वहां पे, जाइगोट इंट्राफैलोपियन ट्रांसफर। अगेन इस प्रोसीजर में भी फर्टिलाइजेशन एक्सटर्नल होता है। उसके बाद जो जाइगोट बनता है that is transplanted inside the fallopian tube of the female, again up to 8 cell stage. And अगर हम इसको बड़े सेल स्टेज पे इम्प्लांट करेंगे, that is greater than 8 cell stage, तो हमने देखा है 16 सेल वाला जो मॉड्यूला रहता है वो यूट्रस तक पहुंच जाता है। डू यू रिमेम्बर, वी हैव सीन दैट क्लीवेज स्टार्ट हो जाता है फेलोपियन ट्यूब में। 2 सेल, 4 सेल, 8 सेल, 16 सेल, 16 सेल वाला यूट्रस में पहुंच जाता है, उसको हमने मॉड्यूला बोला था। ऑलराइट, सो अगर हमको ग्रेटर देन 8 सेल स्टेज पे इम्प्लांट करना है फीमेल के अंदर, बाहर जो फर्टिलाइजेशन हुआ है उस जाइगोट को, if it has grown more than 8 cell stage, we are going to implant it directly in the uterus now. It will be intrauterine transfer. Intrauterine transfer. When it was less than 8 cell stage, हमने normal physiology में देखा है that it still remains in the fallopian tube. So this was zygote intrafallopian transfer. This embryo transfer is also in the fallopian tube. Alright, in vitro fertilization के बाद ये followed होंगे. It can be followed by embryo transfer, can be followed by zygote intrafallopian transfer, और अगर ये zygote which has cleavage into more number of cells greater than 8 cell stage, then it will be directly implanted in the uterus. This will be called intrauterine transfer. ऑलराइट, सो ये सब में डिफरेंस बस यही है, फर्टिलाइजेशन एक्सटर्नल हो रहा है। दिस इज कॉल्ड टेस्ट ट्यूब बेबी, जिसमें फर्टिलाइजेशन एक्सटर्नल हो रहा है, इट इज कॉल्ड टेस्ट ट्यूब बेबी, बिकॉज लैब कंडीशंस में एक टेस्ट ट्यूब में या एक ग्लास प्लेट पे फर्टिलाइजेशन हो रहा है। आफ्टर दैट द डेवलपिंग जाइगोट इज ट्रांसप्लांटेड, सो वी कॉल इट आइदर द अर्ली एम्ब्रियो इज ट्रांसप्लांटेड और द जाइगोट इज इन ट्रांसप्लांटेड। अगर फेलोपियन ट्यूब में है तो ये जिप्ट होगा, जाइगोट का ट्रांसफर हो रहा है फेलोपियन ट्यूब में। यूट्रस में हो रहा है तो ये इंट्रायूटराइन ट्रांसफर होगा। अगर यूट्रस में ट्रांसफर हो रहा है तो ये ग्रेटर सेल साइज का होगा। फेलोपियन ट्यूब में है तो ये कम सेल साइज का होगा. दिस इज फॉलोइंग द नॉर्मल फिजियोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस विच वी हैव सीन. ऑलराइट, नाउ नेक्स्ट इज गमीट इंट्राफेलोपियन ट्रांसफर. गमीट इंट्राफेलोपियन ट्रांसफर में अगर गमीट्स प्रॉपर नहीं बने हैं, ओके, अगर गमीट्स प्रॉपर नहीं बना है, अगर फीमेल गमीट, द ओवम, द ओवरी इज अनएबल टू प्रोड्यूस द ओवम, सेकेंडरी oocyte जो रिलीज होता है ओवरी से वो नहीं हो रहा है, ओवम नहीं प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, तो हम एक हेल्दी फीमेल से ओवम लेके फिर से उसको ट्रांसफर करेंगे, उसको इम्प्लांट करेंगे फेलोपियन ट्यूब में, बिकॉज फेलोपियन ट्यूब इज द साइट ऑफ fertilization. So gamete intrafallopian transfer में we are going to put the gamete inside. जैसे इसमें हम गमीट बाहर कलेक्ट कर रहे थे और फर्टिलाइजेशन कर रहे थे. See the difference, समझो इसको. इन प्रोसीजर्स में हम गमीट बाहर कलेक्ट कर रहे थे और फर्टिलाइजेशन कर रहे थे बिकॉज द गमीट्स आर हेल्दी. इन गमीट इंट्राफेलोपियन ट्रांसफर गमीट हेल्दी नहीं है. फीमेल इज नॉट एबल टू प्रोड्यूस द ओवम, सो ओवम को ट्रांसफर करेंगे फेलोपियन ट्यूब में. द गमीट दैट इज ओवम is transferred to the fallopian tube at the site of fertilization. कहां से आया ये ओवम? This ovum will come from a donor, from a healthy female who is producing the ovum, जिसमें ओव्यूलेशन अच्छे से हो रहा है, फीमेल गमीट अच्छे से प्रोड्यूस हुआ है. एक हेल्दी फीमेल डोनर से ये गमीट लेके ये ट्रांसफर होगा यहाँ पे fallopian tube में, because fallopian tube is the site of fertilization. All right. Similarly, this is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection, लिख लो इसका full form. Itself is telling you intracytoplasmic sperm injection. ओवम के साइटोप्लाज्म में, that is the ooplasm, a sperm is injected. हमने एक sperm डाल दिया है. ओवम के साइटोप्लाज्म में एक स्पर्म इंजेक्ट किया है. वी पुट ओनली वन स्पर्म, ओके, बिकॉज मोनोस्पर्मी ही चाहिए, वी डोंट वांट पॉलीस्पर्मी. सो लेबोरेटरी कंडीशंस में, अगेन ये लैब कंडीशंस में होगा. इन लैब कंडीशंस विच आर सिमुलेटिंग द रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम, ओके, द ओवम ऑफ द फीमेल इज कलेक्टेड एंड द स्पर्म इज इंजेक्टेड. एक सिंगल स्पर्म को इंजेक्ट करते हैं ओवम में, so that fertilization takes place. Fertilization should take place. The sperm is penetrated inside the ovum, inside the cytoplasm. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection. This procedure is called when the sperm by natural methods is unable to penetrate the ovum and fertilization is not happening naturally. So हम स्पर्म को पेनिट्रेट करके देते हैं ओवम के अंदर, so that fertilization can happen and then the zygote can be formed, which will again be implanted inside. Is artificial insemination, AI. You will write it down, artificial insemination or intrauterine insemination. I will tell you ये दोनों procedures में होता क्या है. Insemination is leaving of the male gametes into the female genital tract, okay, जो penis करता है during sexual intercourse. Now, if this cannot happen naturally during an ejaculation, अगर उतना sperm count नहीं है semen का, या penis उतना erect नहीं हो रहा है that it can leave the semen inside the female genital tract, ये artificially जाता है. हम artificially inject करते हैं female के genital tract में. So, in this, the semen, it can be collected either from the husband और फ्रॉम द डोनर. या तो हस्बैंड से कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, बट अगर हस्बैंड का क्वालिटी ऑफ सीमेन इज नॉट गुड, द स्पर्म काउंट इज नॉट गुड, इट इज वेरी वेरी लो, इट कैन बी कलेक्टेड फ्रॉम द डोनर. ओके, इट कैन बी ट्राइड विद द हस्बैंड सीमेन वंस एंड इफ एट ऑल इट इज नॉट हैपनिंग देन द डोनर सीमेन कैन बी यूज्ड. ऑल राइट, एंड दीज दे आर इंजेक्टेड. दिस सीमेन इट इज इंजेक्टेड inside the female. So अगर ये सीमेन हम सर्विक्स में इंजेक्ट करते हैं तो वो होता है आर्टिफिशियल इंसेमिनेशन. You remember, vagina के बाद cervix आता है, okay, which is the part of the uterus, and then you have the main body of the uterus. So if the sperms are injected into the cervix, it is artificial insemination. If they are injected up to the uterus, ऊपर यूट्रस तक हम इंजेक्ट करते हैं अगर स्पर्म्स को, ये सीमेन को, इट इज इंट्रा यूटराइन इंसेमिनेशन, IUI. Intrauterine insemination. We are leaving the semen, we are leaving the sperm till the uterus, and they just have to travel till the fallopian tube now, okay, for the site of fertilization. So this is artificial insemination or intrauterine insemination. This is in cases where the male is unable to ejaculate properly inside the female genital tract, or the male sperm count is very low. That sperm count is not leading to natural fertilization. So we are using these from outside, we are injecting, we are assisting them, we are injecting it from outside in the female genital tract, and then where they are injected, either in the cervix or more above in the uterus, according to that it will be artificial insemination or intrauterine insemination. Alright, and then you have a sperm bank also. जैसे ब्लड बैंक होता है, वहीं पे बहुत सारे डोनर्स अपना सीमेन डोनेट करके रखते हैं. This semen of the donors, it is preserved, it is cryopreserved, that is preserved at very low temperature, cryopreservation. And this semen can be used by a couple who is not able, by a male in a couple who is not able to produce good quality of sperm, okay, to have a normal child. So यहाँ पे sperm bank भी होता है. One more option over here, which is there, is surrogate mother. Surrogate mother. A surrogate mother is a mother, ध्यान से सुनना, पूरा फर्टिलाइजेशन, इंसेमिनेशन हो रहा है, ओवम प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, फर्टिलाइजेशन अच्छे से हो रहा है फीमेल के अंदर फैलोपियन ट्यूब में, क्लीवेज भी स्टार्ट हो गया है, बट फीमेल का यूट्रस इज नॉट सपोर्टिंग इम्प्लांटेशन एंड प्रेगनेंसी का पूरा पीरियड, दैट इज द ग्रोथ ऑफ द फीटस. द फीमेल की हेल्थ इज नॉट सपोर्टिंग द ग्रोथ ऑफ द फीटस इनसाइड द फीमेल बॉडी. तो ये जो फर्टिलाइज हुआ एम्ब्रियो है, जो जाइगोट है, द अर्ली एम्ब्रियो है, दैट इज टेकन आउट एंड इज इम्प्लांटेड इन अ हेल्दी फीमेल हु इज रेडी फॉर दैट इम्प्लांटेशन. दैट फीमेल विल बी कॉल्ड अ सरोगेट मदर. मीन्स वो बेबी किसी और फीमेल का है, ओके, उसके पेरेंट्स कोई और है, फर्टिलाइजेशन किसी और फीमेल के अंदर हुआ है, विच इज द एक्चुअल मदर, but the process of development of the complete embryo to the fetus is happening inside the other mother, other female. She will be called the surrogate mother. All these are assisted reproductive technologies which are available for the couples. They can go for it, okay, but इसमें पूरा calculation लगता है, बहुत expert advice लगता है, expert doctors लगते हैं to carry out these procedures successfully. After carrying out, they should be successful and the couple should have a child. If at all ये procedures भी successful नहीं हुए किसी couple में, they have adoption. इंडिया में बहुत सारे बेबीज ऐसे हैं which they don't have parents. बहुत सारे orphanages हैं. Alright, so the couple can directly go for adoption. What will happen with it is that the child will also get a home, the child will get parents to look after, which will take care of the child, and the couple will also have a child. So they can go for adoption. This is the last thing. Usually couples don't go for all this and they directly go for adoption. That can also be done. But it differs on the individual preference of the couples to have a child. So all these are assisted reproductive technologies. ये बहुत important है MCQs के लिए, बहुत important है आपके स्टेट बोर्ड के लिए. तो ये चार्ट आपको आना चाहिए, एंड ये चार्ट में हमने क्या क्या लिखा है, एक एक प्रोसीजर क्या होता है, इतनी बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम यू. ओके, व्हाट इज गिफ्ट? गिफ्ट ग तो गमीट मिल रहा है. व्हाट इज जिफ्ट? ज तो जाइगोट ट्रांसफर होने वाला है. Alright, so you should know what is happening in what? In vitro fertilization means outside fertilization. Fertilization is not happening inside. Artificial insemination means insemination artificially कर रहे हैं. Insemination मतलब क्या होता है? Transfer of the male gametes inside the female. So हम semen artificially inject करने वाले हैं. That is how you have to correlate all these terms. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Okay, so this is how you have to correlate, and you have to remember all these assisted reproductive technologies. And now we will see sexually transmitted diseases, which is a very short part. Let us see the last part of this chapter now, that is the sexually transmitted infections. They are also called sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, sexually transmitted infections, that is STIs. They are also called venereal diseases, VD. They are also called reproductive tract infections because they usually cause symptoms around the genitals and the reproductive organs. And the main cause is through sexual intercourse. Through sexual intercourse with unknown partners, with multiple partners who may be suffering from the disease, but you don't know that this female or this male is suffering with an STD or an STI. Alright? So, unprotected sexual intercourse with an unknown partner or with multiple partners can have you have this disease. Okay? And therefore, condoms should always be used. Condoms should always be used so that there is no direct sexual contact between the partners. All right, there is this thin film of latex is always there, and if at all you have some symptoms in your genital area or in your reproductive tract, then you should always go to a doctor for early diagnosis, because the more earlier they are diagnosed, the more better they are cured and they do not have any symptoms. All right, they do not have any ill effects on the body. So they are, because of sexual intercourse, we have seen unprotected sexual intercourse with unknown partners, with multiple partners. The early symptoms are very mild. Or they may be asymptomatic. इसीलिए early stages पे detect नहीं होते हैं, because they are mostly asymptomatic or the symptoms are very mild. So they are mostly ignored. Okay, the female or the male doesn't go to the doctor. Often diagnosed late. Alright, mild symptoms में slight itching होता है, छोटे से swellings आते हैं, painful urination होता है, painful swelling होता है in the genital areas. Okay, in the penis region with the males, in the cervix, uterus, vagina region of the females. So they are often diagnosed late because mild symptoms बहुत कम होते हैं तो ignore हो जाता है, or there are no symptoms at all, so it cannot be diagnosed early. They are diagnosed late. Alright, and hence वो एक major threat है, because the later they are diagnosed, the more treatment is required to cure them. And because of the social stigma also, in a society of India like ours, there is some social stigma also. So the person is always hesitant to speak to the doctor or to speak to their parents or to speak to their friends about these genital lesions or sexually transmitted infections or diseases, because they are considered as a social stigma. So this should not be there. There should be open communication about these diseases. Alright? Because if they are diagnosed late, in the later stages, they may cause inflammation of the complete pelvic region. हमने देखा है reproductive system is located in the pelvic region, males का भी, females का भी. So complete pelvic inflammatory diseases, PID, can lead to in the later stages. It can also lead to stillbirths, ectopic pregnancies, infertility in the female as well as the male. Okay, stillbirths in the female, ectopic pregnancy in the female, infertility in the males as well as the females. So it should be treated and diagnosed early. It should be spoken of. It should not be considered as a social stigma. And usually reproductive age जो रहती है individuals की, that all the individuals are susceptible to these STDs, but the major age group is 15 to 24 years. 15 to 24 years of individuals, They are the major age group which is affected by these STDs, and they are a major threat to a healthy society because they spread not only by sexual intercourse. Some of the diseases which we will discuss, they also spread by sharing of utensils, they spread by kissing, they spread by close contact with the person. So the whole family can get affected. All right. So we will just discuss, we will just see which are these sexually transmitted diseases and their causative agents, because you get them as match the following in your MCQs. Okay. The various sexually transmitted infections or the STDs or the venereal diseases are: one, chlamydiasis; second, gonorrhea; third, syphilis; fourth, genital herpes; fifth, hepatitis B; and sixth, HIV or AIDS. We will not go into the details of this. HIV and AIDS has been taken in detail in the chapter of human health and disease. Okay, वो आपको बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में है. For the others, it is expected that you at least know the causative agent because it comes in match the following. So chlamydia ka Bacterium Chlamydia trichomatis. Just write it down. Just make this chart. Bacterium Chlamydia trichomatis. Gonorrhea ka Neisseria gonorrhea. Syphilis ka Treponema pallidum. Genital herpes ka herpes simplex virus. Hepatitis B का hepatitis B virus, and AIDS का human immunodeficiency virus, that is the HIV. Alright. Now important to note over here is ये तीन जो है इनका causative agent is bacteria and इन तीनों का causative agent is virus. Now because viruses are more dangerous than bacterial diseases, ये तीन तो self completely curable है. They are completely curable. But these are more fatal. They are not completely curable. They are more fatal. इनका spread भी utensils से, close contact से, everything. We are seeing about the coronavirus also now. So viruses वाले ज़्यादा fatal रहेंगे. So except these three, that is the genital herpes, hepatitis B, HIV, जो जिनका causative agent virus है, ये जो बैक्टीरिया वाले हैं, they are self curable, they are less fatal as compared to these. All right, this you have to remember. So here we come to an end of this chapter, reproductive health. Go through all the lectures of reproduction as well as reproductive health and get back if you have any doubts. Solve the MCQs on these chapters. You will find it interesting, okay? And you will understand. I hope you will understand all the conceptual points in the MCQs now. All right. So here we finish this. Just finish off the complete topic. Solve some MCQs for you to feel confident, okay? Catch me if you have any doubts. Bye-bye.